Welcome back to this podcast. I am your host, Robert Grill. I'm sitting in the Kangamoto studio, and across from me is my co-host, Adam Nielsen, and we are back.
Sort of.
Well, I guess. I mean,
we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're doing a show. It'll be released tomorrow.
Against my will, I'm still here.
Yeah. I'm being drugged through this kicking and screaming, but we're doing a podcast.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, you're not entirely wrong about that.
Well, we were going to do one last week, and that didn't happen. Then we're going to do it this week, and that didn't really happen. Now it's like, well, we better do it Saturday morning. We'll make this happen.
My job is so dumb. That's the real long and short of it.
My job's been fine.
No.
It's everything else is so dumb.
No, we don't need to get into it. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
I work too much.
It's fine.
So then I'm trying to maintain being a decent father and husband, and that's not easy either.
No. I feel like I bite off more than I can chew, so it's just like the list of shit. Like, I'll get through this list, and then everything will be fine.
Right.
But then I get to the bottom of that list, and the list has started over, and it's full again. I'm like, I was this busy a month ago. And I've been working until 9 o'clock every night on it.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I don't care. Or I'll just stop doing everything. Just fucking done.
You know, I've been busy because up until last night, the most recent I've played Skyrim was June 12th. That's how you know I'm busy.
Yeah, because that's your wind down stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I actually, as a way to like escape all my other junk, I was playing Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
I was like, I just need an hour. Good one. I just need an hour. One.
I like Far Cry 3.
Yep.
That's the one on the island, right?
Yeah, with the pirates.
Yeah, okay. Yep, I played that one.
That was excellent.
I played that one, and I played 4.
Yep.
I haven't played 5 yet.
5 is good.
I haven't played 5 yet. I refuse at this point in my life to pay full price for games.
No, I don't pay that.
And I will wait a full year after they've released.
Yep.
And then you can buy the game and all of its DLC content for like 50% off on some bullshit sale. That's what I wait for.
Yeah, like Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I have not played Far Cry 6 yet for that exact reason.
Right.
I still have not played Tony Hawk Remastered.
Oh, I bought that.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet.
It wasn't...
I mean, it's not like it's expensive.
I was a little bit disappointed in it, honestly.
That's kind of been... like it looks super great, but at the same time, everyone's...
It is super great. It just, for whatever reason, it doesn't hold my attention like it did when I was 15.
Exactly. I have the N64 emulator on my computer.
Yeah.
So I could play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the original.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'll set aside an hour. I'm like, I'm just going to play a game I always play. And then I just... an hour goes by and I'm done.
Right.
I don't do anything else.
Yeah. So...
don't have time to start something new. And if you have a PlayStation 3... and you have a profile from like 2007, you can still play Modern Warfare and stuff online.
Which is really crazy to me.
Yeah, people are still playing. There's like,
I can't believe that they haven't shut those servers off.
The best part is, if you play it regularly, you recognize all the names. It's always the same people.
Well, I'm
there's
sure
only like 20 of us.
There's gotta be. It's got to be the same like handful of people.
Yep.
I can't believe they haven't shut the servers off, though. Nope. Those aren't free.
Well, the weird thing is, I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but like if you... something glitchy happens. So like if you... had an account like in 2007, you can go on Modern Warfare 2's server and your account still works. Everything saves. But if you, let's say you get a PlayStation 3 and you log in for the first time, you can play online, but it resets every time you shut the computer, every time you shut the PlayStation
system
down.
off.
Yep. So you start back at 0. So for whatever glitch, obviously they're not going to fix it because no one cares. But after like 2000, I don't know, sometime 14 or whatever. If your profile is newer than that, it won't save.
Weird.
Just weird things like that.
When the PlayStation 3 came out was when I was making lots of money and didn't have nearly the life commitments I have in my life right now. Yeah. So I just went out and bought a brand new one, like when it first came out.
Yep.
Just like, yeah, sure, sounds great. I'll buy it.
Same.
So I have an early account.
Yeah. See. Yep. Same here. I recovered my old account.
Yeah, I still have my PS3 hooked up.
Yep. Ratchet
and Clank is like my favorite game series that's PlayStation exclusive.
Resident Evil was mine. Is that exclusive? No.
I don't think so. I think you get that on Xbox too.
You're right.
Ratchet and Clank is still a PlayStation exclusive.
Crash Bandicoot was like my jam.
Yeah, that was a good one too. I bought the Spyro Reignited one.
Yep.
thinking that would be cool. That was boring as fuck.
Yep.
That was cool 20 years ago. It's not cool today.
No.
Video games have changed, man.
Well, it's just like I have no interest in anything new except for like one game a year. Like Far Cry 6 seemed fun for me, and I still haven't. I don't care enough to buy it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if we'll just stop doing car things. We'll stop doing the podcast. I can go back to video gaming a lot more. I'll be so much happier.
We talked like we're going skating. I even bought a pair of skates, and we don't have time for that.
Dude, I loved it. I couldn't have been more happy.
We need to like dedicate more time to it. What are we doing tomorrow?
I was just working on the cars, but
we should do that instead.
It's
supposed to be not so fucking gross tomorrow.
I can do it tomorrow afternoon, yeah.
Because we're supposed to have a bunch of thunderstorms roll through today, and then tomorrow. Last I looked, I haven't looked in a few days, but last I looked, the highs were in the low 80s, high 70s.
Okay, yeah,
that's like not gross.
No, that'll work. Yeah, no, I changed my bearings and redid my setup.
Let's just not do this show. Let's just
go skate right now.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, see.
We'll just release this.
A 6 minute podcast talking about PlayStation 3 and like, you know what? This is stupid.
Cars suck, people.
Yeah, no, I got a bunch of work in the shop this afternoon, and then whatever I don't finish, I was going to finish tomorrow.
Should we talk about that?
Do you want to start?
Or do we need to do this horse shit?
I'm not going to talk very long.
I've been getting gifts.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to call them that.
That's I got like a 3-minute update on what I've been up to.
I want to talk about this.
Ugh.
What do you need to talk about this, Robbie?
All right, so the NPO1's going to the dyno this week, so we got to wrap that up today.
Yeah.
So that's not really much to talk about. We got the
kind of. I don't know.
The 2.5 liter swapped into.
So I don't know if we even really talked about.
No, because I don't want to talk about it until it's done. So
that's fair.
Okay,
I'll give you that.
So we got the 2.5 liter swapped in there. Everything's bolted up, and we just got a few things to button up today, and then get it from the dyno this week, and then off to High Plains for the most part. So that's really where we're at with that. That's not a whole lot to talk about, I guess.
Okay. What are you using for a tune?
It's got an AEM Infinity on it, so we got it unlocked, and then we have a tuner that's going to remote.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was my question.
The tuner says, and I quote, "Those engines are super easy, especially with an AEM."
Famous last words, Robbie.
That's what the tuner said.
Famous last words.
That's what he said. He's like,
why would he put that on himself?
I don't know. He said, "Oh yeah, those are real easy." So no big deal. Allegedly. He
hasn't met you and Booney yet. Nothing's easy when Booney's involved.
It's fucking cake.
Nope.
It's cake.
Nope.
Anyways, the worst part though is that I have to pull the head back off the Mini because my laziness came back. I took a gamble and it didn't work out for me.
Robbie, I want to say I feel bad for you.
Don't feel bad for me.
But I don't.
No.
I also want to say that I think it's funny, but I don't know that funny's the right word for me. But I do feel a little bit of vindication, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out if it actually is just a warped head or if there's more to it. Because I don't know, it lasted 3 weeks, no problem, and then all of a sudden I was driving home, and like I'm a little ways from home, and all of a sudden I'm like, why is my air conditioning not working for shit? And it's like, the engine's overheating. I'm like, fuck, motherfucker. Stop, let it cool off, limp it home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
played that game before.
Yep. So no, head gasket blew in 3 weeks. So
my dad said it's about fucking time
that this worked for
that something like this bit you in the ass.
Yeah, happens. I don't know what to say. I took a gamble and it didn't work
Sponsored by FCP Euro. It's fine.
I am going to have to do a different head gasket, though, because that one's not recommended for anything that's been machined, which also could be my problem, that it might have been machined in the past, and I used this head gasket that specifically says not to do it on a machined head.
So you got to get a thicker one, then?
I'm going with
or what's...
I don't... Yeah, I'm going to let the machine shop tell me what to do.
I don't understand what a head gasket would... not work with a machined head.
It's an OEM spec one, and it specifically says in the description not to be used with a machined head.
Weird.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I took the cheap and easy and fast route, and it bit me. So
finally, vindication.
I don't know. I'll have the head pulled off today. Have it at the machine shop on Monday.
I figured you had it off already.
No, I've been working on the NPO1 and the Z. The Z's all back together and ready for go. All it needs is brake bleed before the next event, and then I got to. Depending on what event I go to, I'm gonna try to get a tune on before then. But,
okay.
And tires, but we'll see.
Alpine?
Alpine would be where I want to take it next. But that depends on if we get, because we're on the wait list for VIR. which will obviously determine whether I go to.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought there was no NPO ones at VIR for some reason.
No, you're thinking. You're thinking. What track is that?
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. Not important. But yeah, so we're on the wait list for VIR.
Okay.
So that will determine what we're doing there, and we'll see how High Plains goes and all that shit. So if everything goes, I guess, poorly for that and good for the Z, I guess, then I'll go to Alpine. But
yeah, that's kind of. I'm actually looking forward to that now.
Yep.
Because they announced their full or most of their music lineup, I think.
Yeah.
And Taking Back Sunday is on there.
And I'm excited for Taking Back
Sunday. And so
Sunday.
High School Adam's fucking pumped about that.
Yep.
That's going to be rad.
When that got announced, I went to my Taking Back Sunday radio on Spotify and just listened to that for like 3 days.
Yeah, I've got a couple of their albums in my mix.
Yep.
On my phone as well. I was pretty excited about that. Like,
that'd be good.
Not only is it a band that I've actually fucking heard of, but it's a band I like even.
Yep.
Because there's been a handful of bands or musicians, I guess we'll call them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily bands, more of artists. I think that's the term.
That's the word you're looking for, yeah.
Artists that I've heard of, but didn't really care about.
Right.
The only one that I heard of that I kind of cared about, I didn't get to see. It was Andrew WK.
I was literally going to say the exact same thing. Like, that would be the perfect band to add to Alpine this year.
That would have been, yeah.
I would have.
Andrew WK would have been rad. That would have been a good time.
Because that popped up somewhat regularly on the Taking Back Sunday playlist that I had going.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, man. If you want to just add another headliner to that event, that's the one.
That'd be a party.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss that.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't driving, I'd still find a way.
So they released their whole list. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't know any of the other bands.
No,
and so I was going to look them up and see if there were. I assume since Taking Back Sunday is the top of that lineup list, that the rest of them are similar.
I wouldn't make that assumption.
Maybe the Saturday, or
I want to say I know City Morgue. I'd have to listen to their music to double check it. But I don't really know the rest of the bands. I don't think, anyways. I might recognize them if
Taking Back Sunday, Suko, Jake Hill, Night Level,
Rain City Drive.
Yeah, I don't know any of these.
Charisma, Puppet, Not a Toy, Cliff Diver, Avoid, Hopper. He's got 2 A's. Harper with 2 A's.
Yeah.
Xavier Wolf, City Morgue, and then Trippy Red. I'd be pretty surprised if I hadn't heard a Trippy Red song, just because if that's a headliner.
Yeah, if they're a headliner. But you say that, I didn't know any of the stuff last year.
It depends on how new they are.
Right.
If they've been around since like 2010, maybe I've heard it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I've now realized that I am old enough. I'm at that age now where the most of the music that I have in my life is probably the music I'm just going to live with the rest of my life.
This is my 20-year-old emo music.
I'm not going to apparently you reach a point in your life where you don't add more music to your music vocabulary.
Yes.
Like, you don't listen to new stuff.
Nope.
You just listen to the same old shit.
Or newer versions of.
Right. And then every once in a while you'll hear a song from something new that you're like, oh, okay, I like that song. But you refuse to listen to anything that band does besides that song.
See,
that's pretty much where I'm at in my life.
See, I'm almost there because I had that same feeling. I was like, I don't give a shit about anybody recently. Because I really got into Bring Me the Horizon. But then their new album came out. I'm like, well, we're done there.
I haven't listened to them at all, so I don't know.
And then Beartooth is the one that's kind of grabbed me right now.
Okay.
So I've listened to Beartooth. So that's like the new band that I'm like, yeah, good one. Everything else is crap.
I don't know who that is either. Beartooth, I've never heard of it.
That's good. It's real good. You'll like it.
Maybe I'll try it. Probably won't, though.
No, you will. You'll like it.
I probably won't, though.
It's right up your
alley.
alley.
No, I'll probably like it. I'll just probably never listen to it.
That's fair.
Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
If I gave it a chance,
like
I would probably like it. But I'm going to be honest with you, I probably won't give it a chance.
Fair enough.
That's just where I'm at in my life. That's the age I've reached.
Yep.
Apparently, that's 35.
All right, I got a couple years yet, but I can
20.
sense
We decided early on in the show that 28 was when you became
a bitter old man,
a bitter old cynical man.
Yep.
And apparently, 35 is where you stop caring about any new music.
I have no argument against any of that.
It's a roadmap to your life, I guess. Younger generation, which I don't think really listens to us either. Because
no, they don't care. But yeah.
So,
but I bought a bunch of Milwaukee Tools this week, or last week, because I was sick of Also, Josh Jones was harassing me and telling me how shitty my tools were for like a long time. So I finally just broke down and bought a bunch of
Is
Milwaukee
Josh
tools.
Jones one of those guys who refuses to use a ratchet?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he'll harass me about how shitty all my stuff is.
Oh.
So they were making fun of my... Well, I mean, I got a very powerful skill plug-in drill, but it has like no control over it.
That's
It's
right. You have like all these plug-in
'cause
things.
No. I just got like a couple.
Oh, okay.
But like, I bought it when I had no money.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So like I just needed a drill that was powerful. So I was like, well, this one has no torque control, but like it'll break your wrist, but it'll fucking do it. So I've had that forever.
Right.
And then I had like a 20-volt Black & Decker, which doesn't do a fucking thing.
Yeah, that's hot garbage.
Yeah. So like that got moved to like the in the house assembling project thing toolbox.
Right.
Then I got a Milwaukee drill, and then like the kit that has like the ratchet and the impact driver and all that stuff. So like, that showed up this week. So that's gonna save me a shitload of time on the Mini this weekend. So
See, I think
like I said, it's not that how difficult of a head swap. So I mean, I should be able to get that pulled off here. I mean, we're doing the show today, and then I'm going to finish up on the NPO1, and then I should have that taken apart by this afternoon. Or if Josh Fettis comes over and we hang out and we go skating or whatever, I'll do it tomorrow or whatever. Who cares? Fuck it. It'll get done when it gets done. I don't care. I don't know.
it's whatever.
Someone was telling me that Mini Coopers are known to have head problems, so it might not even have anything. Like, it might have been something totally wouldn't have
So you
mattered.
haven't even started tearing it apart yet? Mm-mm. So it could be anything.
It could be anything.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't ordered any parts. I haven't. It's going to get pulled apart. I'm going to hopefully drop the head off at the machine shop on Monday, and they're going to tell me it just needs to be decked, and that's your problem, and that's great. Or they're going to tell me this thing is fucked. You have to buy a $900 head. That's where I'm at. Don't know.
Is the edge back together?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
So we're done. She's driving that again?
Oh yeah.
Life's good.
I've been driving the Focus, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why when the heat shield was dragging off the muffler, I was like, "This is coming off right now." Like,
Dude, that heat shield's been falling off that muffler literally since this podcast started.
well, I didn't even like notice it.
Well, so it used to be a heat shield that went all the way around, right?
yeah.
And then the bottom started falling off,
Yep.
and I took care of that.
Yes.
But I think that the part that was on the top has slowly been working its way around. Mm-hmm. But something is holding it on enough that it won't fall off.
What's weird is,
And dude, I probably spent half an hour underneath that car trying to rip it off, and then just finally said, "Fuck it, Katie, you're just gonna have to listen to it drag. I don't care anymore. I can't do it."
well, it's because it's a heat shield that goes like all the way across the bottom and then all the way across the trunk, and it's like this huge heat shield.
huge.
And it's just like this.
The entire tunnel.
Yeah, big piece of aluminum, like not foil, but like thicker, like like thin gauge aluminum.
Yeah, it's like a press molded
Yep.
piece of aluminum.
Yep.
Heat shielding. But it runs the entire length of the exhaust
And it's
tunnel.
bolted to the body, like all like in like each section has like 4 or 5 bolts.
And so you'd
holding
have
it.
to take the exhaust out to get to those.
I went the other route where all the bolt heads had
Are
like
still there.
they like because it's aluminum, it doesn't rust, but like they
Right.
it had like worked its way so that they were broken out, except for like maybe 2 bolts on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I just yanked all that out and then just cut it all to pieces.
Yeah.
So then it finally, once it was all cut. So my recycling bin has a bunch of aluminum pieces all cut up in it. But it's gone now.
That has been
Yeah.
ongoing saga.
It's gone now.
Thank
The saga is over. And
I bet it doesn't change anything on the car either.
No.
Like, it's not going to be any hotter inside.
No. Well, I mean, it doesn't have air conditioning, so it's hot as fuck no matter what.
I can't imagine driving a car without air conditioning right now. It's got to be the most miserable thing.
It was windy this week, so like it wasn't bad. It's like I had movement through the
guess.
car.
But
I don't know. And I'm only driving it, to and from work. I'm not like, it's 15 minutes here, 20 minutes or whatever.
I suppose.
So it's not bad. And in the mornings, it's cool enough.
It's still like fucking 75 to 80 degrees.
That's not uncomfortable.
But that's ridiculous is what I'm saying. It's like, it's so hot.
No, I can endure it to and from work, but if I had to like drive it to Ames or something, then of course it'd be a priority. But but I don't want to spend the amount of money to fix the air conditioning, which would be the equivalent of what I paid for the entire car.
Right.
So I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I would rather spend the money on the Mini Cooper, the car I actually like.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. I agree. I just,
I don't know. We'll figure out how bad the Mini Cooper is. I mean, luckily it sounds fine. It runs fine. I didn't like ruin anything else, I don't think. So we'll fix the rest of the oil leaks that I didn't get the first time. See what the head's at. I don't know. We'll take my time this time.
This particular situation, assuming that something is super fucked,
Yep.
is the only point that I will give the fit credit over the Mini Cooper. Because a fit engine is like $400, and
there's like 10 of them in Des Moines as we speak. Whereas if this head's bad, best case scenario, $900.
Right.
If the engine's bad, $2,500 for 100,000 miles.
You're going to spend the money you bought the car for.
Yep.
On the engine.
Yeah, you cannot find an engine for a base Mini Cooper for less than $2,500 and with less than 100,000 miles.
Yeah,
it's just not an option.
That's the only thing I'll give the fit.
Yep.
Credit for that's where they got it right.
Yeah. So if it's fucked, then we're gonna have some thinking on what I want to do and what's actually worth it. But I'm hoping it was just a head decking, and the machinist will be like, "Yep, that's because you were lazy the first time," and
it
is what it is. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying a different head gasket. So.
Fair enough.
So everything else, I'm FCP Euroing.
Sponsored by FCP Euro.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Adam, what'd you bring me?
I'm not even quite sure. I think Adam Jabay ruined my life.
Oh, that. Yes.
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with what's happening, though.
No. Well, it does, though, actually. So I think he's just like freely handing out my address.
Yes.
Or is it you?
Adam Jabay.
Oh, it was you?
Adam Jabay is freely giving out your address.
It was you dirty son of a bitch.
I'm not in any of these group chats.
That's not true.
You did this. You added me.
Dalton did. I didn't add you.
Okay. I don't even have a Sunday Cup that runs anymore, so I shouldn't even be in that chat.
That's not a requirement.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a racing series. Having a running car at all times is not a requirement.
That's very fair. Especially a Mini Cooper, for God's sakes.
But anyway, the Sunday Cuppers have decided to join in on the annoying fun that is sending us bullshit drinks. And so
you have a cooler full of drinks.
I have a couple. So James Morgan, after we tried the Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
I never did a follow-up on the show.
Oh, yeah, you said...
I finished it.
Right.
No, or do we have 2 bottles?
No, we just bought a bottle and you gave me a little bit in a cup, and then you finished the bottle after I left recording.
That's what it was. It got spicier as I got to the bottom.
So I wonder if you shake it up a little bit before you open it.
Yeah, I think I had to switch it upside down and then go back. Not shake it, of course.
No, well, Mountain Dew doesn't go explode.
But you still don't want to.
No, you want to be careful, but give it a little swirl.
Yeah, because it was at the top it was just like orange soda almost.
Yeah.
At the bottom it had spice.
Okay. So anyway, he sent me.
It was hot though.
He sent me 2 cans of those and a 6-pack of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Did you eat the Cheetos?
No.
I'll be honest with you. You would not handle the Cheetos.
I'm not, dude. So Thursday night,
I'll tell you, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos are fucking spicy.
Thursday night, I went to Wendy's to get supper between my 2 jobs I had to do at fucking 10 o'clock at night. Don't get me started about my Thursday.
We were supposed to record a show, Adam.
Yeah, I know. And 3 out of 10 of my chicken nuggets were fucking spicy, Robbie. I was so pissed.
Oh. No,
and it was dark, so I was not
just grabbing them and
half asleep, driving down the road.
No, so you just take the other half and just or do you eat them in one bite, or do you?
No, thankfully I bite them in half.
So then you just throw the other ones out the window,
getting this shit out of my mouth and throwing it out. Though I was so pissed, so pissed.
I would have been. See, I'm the opposite. If I would have ordered nuggets, I would have got 10 spicy nuggets, and if there would have been 3 non-spicy, I would have been very upset.
See, that wouldn't bother me. That's a way less problematic issue.
That is better than yours.
Chances are, if you ordered spicy or if you ordered not spicy, it's because you don't want them that way.
Yep.
Whereas if you order spicy and you get regular, then okay, you just
have
regular chicken nuggets. Yep. I mean, it is what it is.
Yep. You just you take a bite with 2 of them at once, so you can get the spices off of one.
Right. I was so mad. So mad.
Do you eat them dry? Do you dip them?
I don't dip them in anything, no.
You just eat them dry?
Yeah, usually.
Man.
Because I don't like...
if they're spicy, I'll eat them dry. But usually, if they're...
what do you...
Barbecue, sometimes.
the barbecue that those fast food restaurants have,
It's not good.
it just as well we ketchup.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think what else I would dip in it. Like,
I like when I go.
Chick-fil-A sauce
If
is
I go
pretty
to
good.
McDonald's, they'll give you honey. I like that.
Ooh.
That's choice.
I haven't done that.
I like it that way.
That'd be good.
That's good.
Yeah, that would
I'll
be good.
dip my nuggets in honey. That's
Have you ever had like proper like honey chicken like Chinese food?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
be
like
good.
Chinese food
Okay.
as long as it's
not spicy.
not spicy. Because the vegetables are cooked. I like my vegetables when they're cooked. I just don't like them raw or spicy. Like if you give me baby carrots, no, I'm not gonna eat those. But like cooked carrots, I'll eat those. Those are delicious.
I should take you to poke.
I don't know what that means.
It's a rice bowl with like sushi in it.
I probably don't want that.
No, you wouldn't, but it'd be great. I had it for lunch yesterday. It's delicious.
I'm probably gonna avoid that.
Oh man, it's so good.
I was working next to a Taco John's on Thursday, and now all I can think about is eating potato olays and a cinnamon churro.
They don't do churros anymore.
They don't do churros anymore?
I don't think so.
Fucking done with that place.
Dude, the quality of Taco John's from like 2000, we'll say 7 because that's when I graduated.
Yeah.
From 2007 to today, horrible.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, it's there's less food, quality's way worse. And I thought maybe it was just because the one that I go to that's kind of by my work is just terrible. I've had other ones. They're equally terrible. I remember it being not terrible 10, 20 years ago.
No, it was like the best. Allegedly, I don't know. It wasn't really big.
I remember when they would
Everyone
argue.
like said that was the best fast food Mexican restaurant, which I
Yes.
think they're a semi-local chain. I don't think they're a big chain.
No, I don't think they're. I
I think they're kind of like a
somewhat localized.
Midwest
Yeah,
chain.
because we would always argue Taco Bell versus Taco John's.
And
Taco Bell was cheaper, but
high
Taco
school
John's
days,
was better.
Taco John's was way better.
And it's not the case. Taco John's is terrible. I'll go there on Tuesday though, because
Well, it's Taco Tuesday.
89-cent tacos. So I can
They used to do that 6-pack and a pound thing.
they still do that.
That was a deal.
Yep, it's 6 tacos, a pound
And
of
a pound
potato
of their
lays,
potato lays, which
It's
is
like-
just round fucking tater tots, but
Yeah.
they're the jam.
and they have really good seasoning. But yeah, it's like $12, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, we used to do that every once in a while for family meals even. We're not even like a taco family,
no,
but we did because it was cheap. Anyway,
yeah, well,
drinks. This is a car show.
No, it's not. Never has been.
So James Morgan sent me the Mountain Dew. And,
Spicy, yeah,
right,
spicy
and I just
Mountain Dew.
gave those to coworkers because
That's right, because you had
none of them had ever had it.
Yep.
And all of them were like, oh, I kind of want to try it. Like, here, fucking this.
Have it.
This showed up in my mailbox today. I don't fucking know why. At first, I didn't know who it was. That was the thing, because that's the other thing is they try and send it anonymously.
yeah, because Adam Jabay gave his your
they're-
address out.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've learned that that's not true now. And so then James sent me something else. Actually, I think that's the one we're going to do second because that's
Okay.
the one that's probably not going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But he sent me this. I can't reach it because my headphone cables are.
Oh.
I got to
Yeah.
disconnect for a minute. So he sent me this Bob Ross, the joy of calm sparkling beverage.
Oh,
I don't think there's caffeine. I think it makes us calm.
yeah. See, it's the opposite of a energy drink.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's a weird thing.
All right. From
Yeah. It's got a picture of Bob Ross on it.
for the YouTubers.
It's peaceful passion fruit.
The joy of calm, a calming sparkling.
There is 2 versions of this. There's another flavor. I
I
don't
like
know.
how they're both damaged to hell.
Yeah, well, they both got shipped via Amazon.
Oh, so they got kicked around a lot.
Yeah, a calming sparkling beverage promoting a feeling of relaxation with amino acid L-theanine combined with the herbs chamomile and valerian. This drink can contribute to reduced stress,
Oh,
which
I should drink like 10 of these.
I know,
Hey.
right? I feel like this
Why
is...
am I so stressed?
I should probably drink a water Joe and one of these every day.
Yeah, the water.
Like, I still need my caffeine. This doesn't have any caffeine in it.
Yeah, it's just carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup because this is America and everything has high fructose corn syrup.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Citric acid, natural flavor, whatever the hell that means. Potassium sobate, it's a preservative, so it doesn't go bad. More sodium, so it doesn't go bad. Red 40. I don't know.
This product may cause a feeling of relaxation. It is not intended for children
Or pregnant nursing women.
because we wouldn't want our children to be calm and relaxed, would
No.
we?
Supplement sensitivity. Don't do that.
So then I also got these from this is
Oh boy. Oh.
this is going to be garbage.
No way. That'll be great.
I'm certain this is garbage. So this came from Jim. I'm not even going to try your last name. I'm sorry. Smithilini? I don't know.
Good enough.
He's going to make fun of me for it. It's fine. It's happened already. He's a Club TR / Sunday Cup competitor.
Have you butchered it on the live stream yet?
I did, actually. That was where he first accosted me for it.
That's fair.
That's fine.
That's okay. At least said the right name. Joe Smith.
Johnson.
Joe
Johnson. Yeah. So this is called Focus. PH Focus.
Like pretty hot and focused.
Yeah. So this is sparkling water, root beer flavored sparkling water, because I made the mistake of talking about my love for root beer in the Sunday Cup chat, because we don't talk about cars in there. That's like it's like a text version of this podcast, really.
Everyone owns a Sunday. Well, not everyone, but most people own a Sunday Cup car.
Yeah,
and then we just talk about random bullshit. And then when they talk about Sunday Cup things, I'm like, I'll shut this off. Mute. I don't care about this. It's like the GLTZ chat. They're talking about rules and shit.
No one cares about that.
About this.
No, that's not what we're here for. Anyway, so he sent me this. This one does have caffeine in it.
Caffeine from tea.
From tea. Yeah, I don't think it's very much caffeine. It always says somewhere on the. I don't see it. Like 75 milligrams. That's not that much. Equal to 8 ounces of coffee. That's fucking bush league.
Yeah.
That's bush league.
That's what I take before I go to bed.
Yeah, right? That's what I used to fall asleep. So I'm assuming that this is just going to be watered down root beer. It's going to be garbage.
It better not be watered down. I'm going to be really upset.
Well, it's sparkling water. It's going to taste like watered down root beer.
Yeah, like, all right, you take a drink of it, and I'll yell from over there, it's root beer!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Yeah. So this is going to be garbage. And I kind of have high hopes for this, but at the same time, it says sparkling beverage. So I'm a little worried that this is some sparkling water bullshit too.
Yeah, it is.
The Bob Ross stuff?
This has sugar in it, though. This one doesn't.
Oh, well, then we might be all right, because I know how you are about sugar, Robbie.
I love it.
I love it as well.
Yeah, this Focus has no sugar, but this Bob Ross one has 36 grams of it.
So he sent me a 4-pack of this root beer shit. I brought all 4 of them. So if you like it, you can have the other 2 as well.
Or well, even if I don't like it, and you don't like it, I'll still drink it.
Maybe Jess will like it. I don't know.
I highly doubt it.
Is she a normal human being who doesn't like sparkling water as well?
Hit or miss. It's like it has.
I love root beer.
I do too.
There's a pony keg of root beer of 1919 root beer in my fridge right now, because they sell them at Hy-Vee for $19.19.
Genius.
I know. So I have a little. My fridge is awesome right now. There's a little keg of root beer and a 24-pack of Code Red next to it. It's the best.
Taking up like the entire main shelf.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. My son thinks the root beer keg thing is awesome, but he knows he's not allowed to have it if I'm not around.
That's fair.
Because it's too expensive for children.
Exactly.
So I figure we'll try this root beer first, because it's probably going to be garbage, and we can chase it.
I'm the opposite.
We can chase it with this Bob Ross bullshit.
All right.
And then when that all fails, I have a Code Red to chase.
Yeah, but I can't drink that.
The badness with. Well, that's your own problem, Robbie.
I should just pass that here for a minute.
You should have just came better prepared. Oh, yeah. Listen to that crack.
Oh, yeah.
It does smell like root beer. It smells strongly.
It's got dog hair in it already.
It could be my dog. Could be your dog.
It could be anybody's dog.
Be anybody's dog. It smells like root beer, which is...
Well, that's a good sign.
Is more than I was expecting. Maybe I will like this. I've gave Jim a lot of shit for this already. I haven't even tried it.
That sounds like something you would do, yes.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got that...
Oh, man.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's exactly what... Here, go over there and tell me what it smells, what it tastes like.
I don't even taste the root beer in it. The smell of root beer is stronger than the taste.
That is very true. You can taste it, but it is a sparkling water.
Why am I the only one who just thinks that sparkling water is bitter?
No, I'll give you that, but it's not like an IPA bitter.
Well, okay, maybe not, but I don't drink that either, Robbie.
But I need to have. So like I need like lime and stuff, where it's like a hint of lime or lemon.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's there, but it doesn't need to be there, and I don't want it to be overly carbonated either.
That's my other problem. Is I don't really like things that are really like I don't drink Dr. Pepper or Pepsi and stuff like that, because they like burn going down. There's just so much carbon. It's like, oh jolt. My god, it hurts.
But like this isn't too carbonated,
but there's not enough root beer flavor. It's just watered down. It's like you bought some root beer, you drink half of it. Like you got it at You got it at a McDonald's.
Yeah, the sparkling water actually overpowers, like just the carbonation alone overpowers the root beer flavor.
There's not enough root beer flavor in it?
Nope. It is just a sparkling water, but it's got Focus in it and caffeine, so I'm in.
That was disappointing.
Well, don't worry, we got the sugary drink.
Yeah, this one I hold high hopes for. As being,
you stupid!
did it fuck?
Yeah, like you see.
See, that's what I'm worried about.
It's bent right at the.
Yep, mine did the same thing.
Yeah, so this got
James, we can't drink these. They
they
won't open.
This got damaged in such a way that it's like bent up right where you open it. The other one's open.
No, mine didn't open.
Plastic fork's not going to do it.
That's all I got, Robbie. Oh, it did.
Did you really?
Yeah, just push.
All right.
Just start where you have the hole and push all the way, or just like work it around. Yeah, look at that. See? Problem solving. You're going to cut your finger.
Oh, shut up. Okay, Mom.
This is some bullshit right here.
All right.
Plastic fork to save the day. I just brought my lunchbox. I had so much shit. I just put it all in my lunchbox.
Yeah, you gotta go to work today?
No.
Oh, I didn't think so.
No, but that's what I brought my drinks in to keep. I don't want them cold. I figured these are going to be bad enough. The last thing I want them is to not be cold.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I put them in my lunchbox with an ice pack and stuff.
I would not want this warm.
Try and keep them cold for you, Robbie.
Yep. Appreciate that.
So
that's just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Peaceful passion fruit. We're gonna have a mellow second half.
The chillest.
Yeah. The vibes have gotten chill.
Oh, it smells passion fruity for sure. Do you waft it? Is that what you do with it?
No, it's not wine. Do we gotta let it? What's the word?
I don't think you want to let it breathe.
Yeah,
because then all the fizz out.
Oh, dude. When I got poke yesterday, I wanted like a Mountain Dew, so I had energy for the rest of my workday.
Right.
Not because I had a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get done. It's just because I needed to power through so I could get to my weekend.
Because it was noon, you had to go to at least 3:30.
That's what I'm saying. Not 2:30.
Fuck you, Robbie.
I get in at 6. But anyways, so I get back to work, and I go to crack my Mountain Dew. The seal was already broken. No carbonation left whatsoever.
It could have been poisoned.
Just threw it straight in the garbage.
Someone probably poisoned it, Robbie.
So mad. So mad.
Let's try this.
All right. Passion fruit. Nope. Ugh. I mean,
I don't know.
It needs like a tanginess. It's very sweet.
It's almost like there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
It's better than root beer Focus. Mm-mm. Oh, for sure is.
It's almost like a flowery.
It's the chamomile.
Yeah, it's that. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with it. I mean, I'll drink it, but I'm not going to buy it. It smells like it tastes like incense smells. Not as strong.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If there was an incense sparkling water.
It's not sparkling water, though.
No.
It's
but
not
it
nearly
has
as
sugar
fizzy and has the bullshit aftertaste
that
I hate so much about sparkling water. I still think the Focus smells delicious, though. I do love root beer.
I mean, if you were a drinker, you could fill this with vodka. That would really cover up the vodka.
The passion fruit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't drank vodka in like 6 years. I don't know.
I'll take your word for it, Robbie.
7 years? 7 years. 7 years.
Oh.
But I remember. You don't forget that.
There's too much carbonation in this show, Robbie. We're just going to be burping into our mics the rest of the show.
I don't care. I'm not listening to it.
It's their own. It's the listener's fault.
James did this.
Yeah.
James and Adam did this.
And Jim.
Those 3 did this.
Oh, man. It doesn't taste any better the second time either.
No. I think it's... Do you pour them together?
No, you definitely don't put these together. That'd be terrible.
Ooh, don't go back and forth. don't go back and forth. Whatever you thought that tasted like is gone. The passion fruit has taken away all the root beer.
I like the passion fruit. I don't like it enough to buy it again.
No, I wouldn't pay hard-earned American dollars.
If I was if James was here, I would drink it to be respectful.
Yeah, if he's like, hey, I got this fridge full of these passion fruits. You want one? Yeah, I'm thirsty.
Yeah. But I probably wouldn't. If Jim was here, I still wouldn't finish this can of Focus.
I'll finish it. I finish what I start, Adam.
Well, okay.
Even if I have to do it twice. At least just like the Mini Cooper.
At least somebody will.
Oh, well. God, I hope it's not broken. Like broken.
I do too. Because I like you in a fun little car.
I really like that. I really like that Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
That's why I was so mad when it went out. I'm like, I mean, it's not a big deal to swap the head gasket and go and do it the right way. But
you do really like the car, though?
I do really like the car. Just to drive it.
That makes me so happy, Robbie.
Fucking love it.
At least one of us has a fun car to drive.
Well, the funny thing is, like, the little Focus too. I don't have anything against the Focus. It's
but it was.
It's not the Mini Cooper.
It was deceptively fun.
Yeah,
but you expect the Mini Cooper to be fun.
I had high hopes for the Mini
Focus
Cooper.
Is fun because you expect it to suck.
Yeah, but
it sucks enough that it's fun.
Yeah,
but not enough that you hate it.
And when I drive the Focus, I don't care what happens. Like, if someone just like scratches it, whatever, man.
Yeah.
And like, if there's a big bump in the road, I don't slow. I just jump it. It's fun. That's the attitude that I bring into the Focus.
Fucking bullshit washboard you got going down at the bottom of the hill here.
So bad.
Oh my God, Robbie.
So bad.
I think I'm gonna drive into the ditch every time. But in the Focus, just bonsai through that. Just
foot to the floor.
Yeah,
and just go,
it.
Man. Everything else, I'm like, I try to find the smoothest way up the hill. But the Focus, no, foot to the floor. If you've never done it, having a car that is so cheap that you don't care what happens to it, that the only reason it's insured is because the law requires.
Yep.
It's the best car you'll ever own.
So liberating.
It's the best.
You haven't had that.
Never.
No.
I had friends in high school this is back when you could buy $200 cars at the junkyard that ran.
Those
in like high school. They all went out and bought $200 cars, and I wasn't in on the group.
Fun?
I wasn't in on it. And I was so jealous. And I had to wait till I was in my 30s before I finally did it. And if you haven't done it, man, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Go find yourself a running car that's just running enough that you can a car that you could do chop top challenge in and not feel a little bit bad about.
Right.
That's the car.
Yeah.
Because it's like Jess and I were talking because originally I was going to sell it to completely fund like everything I was going to do to the Mini Cooper.
Right.
And now it's just like, it's been so convenient. So like, Mini Cooper has problems, we drive the Focus. The Edge had problems, we drive the Focus.
Right.
And it doesn't cost anything to just sit there.
So are you just going to end up
I'm probably just going to keep it, man. It can sit next to the trees. I don't care.
That's so funny
so
to me.
So it's like, well, I'll just take it out for a drive. Because it always starts. I mean, it takes a lot of turning over to get there, but it starts.
It's shocking how, like, for whatever reason, that thing could sit in my driveway for so long and the battery would still be fine.
Yeah.
Anything else I own will run batteries dead.
Yep.
If they just sit there. The Focus didn't do that nearly as fast.
No. I want to shit on that car.
I
can't.
I know.
It's been so good to me.
I can shit on it. It was mean to me.
That's fair.
But you fixed a lot of the dumb shit.
I tried to. It was just like wiring bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
which I don't blame you for not like.
I needed that car.
I
needed that car to like run right away.
It's not the car for that.
No,
and it wasn't the car to count on.
Right.
No, it's.
Oh, it left me stranded, Robbie.
I know.
I could have froze to death.
I remember. I can't go back and forth.
Oh man. Should we talk about our adventure?
Sure.
Should we go to that? Is that all we have left?
Yeah. We'll just real quick. We got to remind everybody that our good sponsor is Factory Fabrication, factoryfabrication.com. Booney is the reason I get to go racing, as well as the reason that we do our opener, which has lasted us 44 minutes.
I mean, we did a few other things along the way.
That's true. If you want to get caged or railed or get custom furniture made, factoryfabrication.com, as well as Petrobox, mypetrobox.com. Use the code TTP15 to get 15% off the first box you get, as well as everything that's currently available in the store. I got my box this week. I got a blue shirt that had a milk carton on the back with a 10mm socket on it. Everyone can figure out what that means. Can't find your size 10mm socket. Anyways, but what else? I got it was a car cleaning product. Oh, interior detailer I got this month.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you want to have a box full of car care products as well as fun shirts and other types of things, that's mypetrobox.com. Use the code TTP15. And then also, obviously, the shirts that are previously in boxes and other things that they have done in the boxes, like car cleaning products. I do need to order another set of a mechanics gloves because they are $15 on their website, and you can get 15% off that as well. So if you need mechanics gloves because you are a mechanic like me, who is always working on your broken-ass cars, mypetrobox.com will hook you up. And we did things.
We did.
Finally did this.
Yeah. This is a thing we've talked about for quite some time.
Ever.
Yes, it has. We went and watched Primgar, which is a tiny little town near where Robbie and I grew up, figure eight racing. Because racing isn't dumb enough, let's put an intersection in the racetrack.
Which is really funny that, like, I post on Instagram that we went to this.
Uh-huh.
And, like, a bunch of people from Northwest Iowa and, like, family members I've known, forever.
Yeah.
That's Jim's fault. They just started messaging me, like, oh, you've never been? We used to go all the time. What? We go to family reunions all the time.
Yeah.
You couldn't invite me once? They're like, oh, yeah, you should have brought so-and-so. They're there this weekend, too. Like, really?
We went, like, in my high school years, I went probably every weekend for at least 2 summers. Mm-hmm. My dad crewed on a couple of different buddies. My uncle, who came in and watched with us, he crewed with...
He drove, too, for a while.
He drove for a while. He crewed for a while. His brother, apparently... So I have 3 uncles on that side. Apparently all 3 of them have driven at some point, which I didn't know. Huh. I knew that 2 of them had. I didn't know the third one did. Because the third one, like, is a licensed and trained rodeo clown, and, like...
That's a thing. Like
he went to school for it.
Like, you don't just do that. You actually, you have to go out of your way to make it happen.
Yeah, and he's, like how my family is to cars, that uncle and his family are to horses. Mm. And so I didn't know that.
So your entire family is great at just burning money.
Burning money.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page here.
Uh-huh. So I wasn't aware that he had ever driven. Apparently he had driven out there. I mean, apparently I have a long and or quite the history of semi-distant family running.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, it's like we're walking through the pits afterwards, mm-hmm. and I look over and I see this girl, and it's, I call her my cousin, but it's like my grandma's sister's.
Right. Yeah. Well, so like my uncle, that's technically my dad's cousin.
Right.
But he's been my uncle my entire life.
Yep. So she's my cousin, Jaden.
Right. I know how you.
So
we're there.
Yeah. So
small town things.
I just look over. And it's like, I'm pretty sure that's Jaden. But like we're not close. Like we have family reunions and stuff. But like we've never hung out alone or like really talk. So I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Jaden. And then I get a text message or a Instagram message like, oh yeah, you should have just came over. I thought I saw you. I'm if you want to ever talk to the drivers or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I do.
So anyway, background on this figure eight racing. Lots of Midwest county fairs. They have their own circle tracks, and then fair week they'll do a figure eight course, right? Where they literally just put an X in the middle of the 2 corners and create a figure eight. The Primgar track is kind of unique in the fact that it is only a figure eight configuration. And a lot of these drivers, this is the only place they go and race. These cars were purpose built for figure eight racing. These drivers are figure eight drivers. They're not circle track drivers who are doing this as a spectacle one time a year. And so they're really fucking good at it.
Yes. Well, it's not just like a regular circle track either, because this is clearly set up for figure eights. So like the turns, like on the edges, are berms. Like they're
it's a very banked track.
I mean, it's not very big.
No.
So I mean, they're moving.
I think they're still doing 40 or 50 miles an hour.
But it's not long enough to like really put some dangerous speeds on it.
No, they're not. They're not triple digit speeds or anything like that. And the corners are really tight, so they're, there's a lot of braking, and the cornering is really slow.
Yeah, they're like a 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour turn. Like it's properly slow.
Yeah. So,
and there's
go ahead.
I was like in typical dirt fashion though. You see guys taking different lines based on what the track.
Yeah,
is
so that
you.
was actually really interesting to watch. I was kind of paying attention to that towards the end of the day. Was that, the inside line was obviously the shorter distance, but the top was the fast. What you could carry more speed through it.
Yep.
And there was almost no real difference. No real advantage to taking one line or the other, because there were a lot of times where these guys were too wide the whole time.
Yeah.
Going around this track, and the guy on the top would pull away in the beginning of the corner because he's going faster, but the guy on the bottom would end up at the same spot because he took a shorter line. And then it all came down to who could get through the intersection as to whether or not you were going to hold your position.
Yep.
It was insane.
So it's
the intersection, Robbie.
Yeah, that's where we're at, the intersection. So I could not believe how organized and controlled it was.
So they used the rules of the road,
which makes perfect sense.
So the way the intersection works, obviously, one person is coming at, or when you're coming into it, you yield to the right.
Yeah.
So if you're coming through the intersection, and the cars that are coming through it are to your left, you don't yield.
Yep. So like on this track specifically, we're just going to say it goes north-south.
Yes.
So if you're
heading north,
you yield.
Yes. If you're headed north, you yield. If you're headed south,
you have the right of way.
You have the right of way. And
you're penalized if you cause accidents.
Oh, they're very, very, very
black
serious
flagged.
about it. Yep.
If you cause contact and you were the one that was supposed to yield, black flag.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, I mean, your race is fucking over. Like you're going to the pits.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was not. I mean, there was contact. Don't get me wrong.
There was a couple,
lots of contact.
Yeah,
but not like T-bones like I was expecting to see.
It happens. Obviously, it happens. Of course. Honestly, I thought the night we were there was fairly clean. As far as intersection crashes, there was still quite a bit of rubbing and bumping. There was a couple of times where the center part around the corners is way higher than the track.
Yep.
And so there were a lot of times where people would turn in and their car would bite or they get pushed a little bit and their bumper would dig into the dirt mound that the corner stands are on.
Yep.
And then their ass end would come around on them. There was a lot of that.
Yep, did see a lot of that.
There was a lot of people getting stuck in that area and then getting bumped and pushed around by other cars. That happened a lot.
One car got launched off the berm.
Yes, one car did get launched off the berm.
Barely missed the light bulb. But he just throws it in gear and just goes around the corner and goes back right to it.
Yep. Just fuck it.
Yeah. The weirdest part was when one guy got looped. And then he just put it in reverse, Ricky Bobby style.
Yeah, he did almost a full lap in reverse.
Yeah, he went all he was
through the intersection and everything.
Yeah, so he got looped right before the intersection, going north.
Yes.
So he went backwards all the way north through the turn, back all the way south, and then when on the south berm, he looped it back around and then was going straight again.
Well, so it turned out that I think he broke a control rod or a control arm or something. I think
he did too.
And so I think the problem was that I think he was worried about being able to turn, because this is one thing that's unique about the figure eight track, or another thing that's unique about the figure eight track compared to a normal circle track is that they have to turn left and right.
Yep.
And so I think the part of the reason that he went backwards is because he couldn't turn one way.
Oh, yeah.
And so he went backwards through that corner so that he could still turn the car.
Yeah, because he drove off after that.
Right.
Yep.
And so then when he got back to the other way where he could turn the car the direction he needed to turn off, that's what he did.
And I guess I was paying attention to what he was doing, but I wasn't paying attention to the corner stations. I don't think he got black flagged.
No.
I think the only reason he left was because his car was broken.
So there is a a line in the rules that say you cannot complete more than one full lap in reverse.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's written into the rule book.
That is incredible.
So,
but yeah, I mean, there were some cars there that they're very well developed.
Yes.
For this, they were very quick. The drivers were very.
You could tell which cars like were hooked up and dialed in a lot better.
Oh yeah.
They 3-wheel through the corners. The guys who are real fast, real good, they'll 3-wheel through the corners in both directions, which is pretty wild to pick up the inside front,
Right.
which is pretty wild.
That car's broken.
Weird. That was cool to see them being able to do that sort of stuff. The rule book is kind of interesting because they do a lot of things that kind of help mitigate costs.
Okay, I meant to go back through it. I never got around to it.
So you've got
how so?
So there's 2 classes now. There didn't used to be 2 classes. Now there's 2 classes. There's the original class, and then class number 2 they just call stock cars, and that's literally front wheel drive, 4 or 6 cylinder
Ford Focuses.
Huh. Chevy Cavaliers, the sort. But you have to use factory or OEM spec replacement suspension.
Oh,
you can't use.
Yeah, you can't throw like
you can't put
Motons and
right. Well, or like even those guys. There's a whole world of suspension companies built around the stuff we primarily do. There's a whole world of suspension companies built around circle track racing.
Right.
You're not allowed to use crazy fancy valving adjustable stuff. They have to be factory or OEM spec. Like
I could go to AutoZone and get
you can go and buy
the Dorman replacement.
A basic Penske, but you can't buy a crazy Penske.
Right.
Or buy something from Speedway that's some specialized. Like QA1 used to build a lot of stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's one interesting thing. Their tire rules basically you have to have a street tire. There's no Hoosier dirt tires or anything like that allowed.
And that's for the stock class.
For both classes.
Oh, was it? I could have swore I saw they were on.
No, that rules both the suspension and tire thing for both classes. In the stock class, you have to run the factory engine as it came from the factory.
Oh.
So you can't
no power upgrades, no nothing.
No, like they don't even really want you to put like intakes and exhausts on them. So like you couldn't buy like an old Civic and put a K series because that was my first thought. Was fucking like a K swapped 90s Civic.
Yeah.
And this would stomp.
Not an option.
But it's not legal. So, because you can like a Club TR spec car.
Yep.
In this would be, makes like 240 horsepower or whatever compared to like my Cavalier that makes like 120 or whatever. Just destroy.
Yeah.
But you can't do it.
Nope.
You can't build it that way. So you'd have to buy a car that came with that engine, and those are expensive enough that no one's really building those.
Which would make sense.
And so that's one way they're kind of managing costs and stuff like that in the stock class.
So I did notice, like when they're taking turns, like man, there's a lot of body roll. But yeah, if they're all running OEM suspension, of course there is.
Yep. And then in their original V8 rear-wheel drive class, you have to run carburetors because you have to run a competition or a sanctioning body provided restrictor plate.
Oh.
So there's no LS fuel injected cars, which explains a lot about why I was like, some of these guys were getting up on those corners and they were kind of having to pedal the car through because their carburetors weren't working very well and stuff like that. And like, oh, this explains it. And that's another way that they manage or that they control speeds.
Yep.
So things don't get real dumb. And you have to run factory exhaust manifolds. And so there's really no reason in putting a ton of money into the motor because you're not going to be able to flow very much air in or out of it. So all that money is going to be wasted and because you're not going to be able to move enough air to make any more power anyway. So it's kind of an interesting way of managing costs.
I like it.
And keeping it reasonable. The cage rules are shockingly non-specific.
Okay.
They're not that specific.
Like it doesn't have like this hoop needs to be like this.
It's
this
not
thick
nearly
and-
as defined as I expected it to be.
Does it have like a tube?
I don't remember for sure.
I
I
didn't look.
just expected it to like require certain cross bracing and stuff like that. Really,
Can I get an auto power bolt in?
no. So they do have more specific rules on door bars,
Okay.
and I'm sure
Which
there's
makes sense.
I'm sure there's a diameter and a wall thickness
Yeah.
requirement, but and then obviously the cage cannot tie through the firewall.
Okay.
You have to run a radiator in the factory location.
Good.
I think that's mainly to try and discourage T-boning.
Yes,
So that makes sense.
because overheating your car sucks,
Right.
as I know.
Yeah. Been there, done that too.
Yep.
So, there's no like putting it in the trunk or anything like that to try and put it in a safer place and be stupider about things, which is good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The rules are pretty simple. I think, like, if you started from scratch, you could probably build a seriously competitive car for less than 10,
I would say so. Yeah.
which is
I mean, yeah,
reasonable.
You could definitely get into it for not a lot of money.
Yeah, you get 3 races at most 3 races a night.
Yep. Anyway, yeah. So,
So
it
they have
starts at 6 and it's not like 9.
Yeah,
it's a real quick hit.
Yeah, we were out of there before it was dark.
Yep.
So they do like a heat race, which decides what feature you're in, and then there's a trophy race. I'm not sure how you get selected for the trophy race or not, but at best you have 3 races. Most people only get 2 a night. I bet entry fees are next to nothing. I couldn't find exact, but I'll bet you that a year's entry fees here is less than a Grid Life ticket for a single event.
I would bet so.
It's probably on the order of $50. They do 2 races a month, basically, for 3 or 4 months a year.
And the races aren't super long. We're talking like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think there's a lap number. I don't know what it is, actually. My uncle says that in years past, when car counts are higher, they'll have as many as 12 cars on the track, which from a driver perspective wasn't as much fun because
that's
it's
a
very busy
track.
But from a spectator's perspective, that was a hell of a night.
Yeah.
Most of the races that we saw had 8 cars in them.
Yeah,
maybe 10.
right around there, yeah.
So they weren't quite so busy as
Yeah,
they could be, but
12's pretty crowded.
12's got to be super crowded.
That's like putting 60 on Gingerman.
It's a really short track. There's 2 corner stands, one in the center of each of the corners.
Yep.
They have a red flag, a black flag, and that was it in one side.
And yep.
And then the other side had the green and the checker.
Yep.
And the red and the black. There's no yellow.
Nope.
There's not a yellow.
Nope.
There's either everybody stops or everybody goes.
Yep.
And whatever happens, sort it out amongst yourselves.
Yeah, and I think because of that, it's obviously there's a lot of bumping and touching and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because it's by design.
Right.
But it's super organized, it seemed, all things considered.
I think everybody's respectful.
I would say so.
So
And it's probably not near as cutthroat as like runoffs or Grid Life or WRL or stuff like that. Like it sure didn't seem.
I don't
that
for
way.
a second believe that.
I'm sure. You're probably right.
It's racing,
It
Robbie.
sure didn't seem.
It's
that
racing,
way.
right? Not only is it racing, but a lot of the names that were there were the names that were there when I was doing this shit 15 years ago. And so this is like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th generations of families who have been coming here two weekends a month for 4 months a year.
Yep.
And racing each other for fucking 30 years or 40 years or whatever.
Yep.
And so there's no doubt in my mind that there are deep and probably semi-vicious rivalries amongst these people.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that's the personal vendettas are probably
Right.
a little bit deeper here.
Yeah. Because this is small town shit, man.
Oh yeah. This is when you bump into them at the grocery store and they still fucking hate each other.
Yeah. But I think they're respectful on track.
It sure seemed that way.
I think they'd rather, obviously they're there to beat you.
And
But I don't think they didn't seem to me like anybody was out there doing it maliciously.
yeah, there wasn't a lot of like sketchy bumping. And like
There was maybe a couple of times where I saw that somebody was able to make a move that placed a person they were trying to stay in front of in a position where they got stuck in traffic or
for
an
sure.
intersection and But like that's just fair game.
That's part. Yeah, that's part of it.
That's part of it. That's strategy.
Yep.
And that's not dirty racing. That's just racing.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of stuff happening all at once. So I'm sure there was some, but I sure didn't see it.
So much happening. So,
yeah, it was super fun. I had a really good time.
Yeah. Like you said, I remember you saying, when I got here, I thought, yeah, I'm going to like this. This will be cool, but I'm not going to want to do it. And I find myself,
oh, dude, it went from like this will be fun to watch,
right,
to this is fucking awesome. All of it is awesome.
I need to do this, he says.
Yeah, I was way into it.
You and Josh were both like, we already have the cars.
Yep.
All I need is a cage.
Yep.
Because Josh has got the Cavalier.
Yep.
And you've got the Focus. Josh, I was more surprised, was as interested as he seemed to be.
Yep. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't think either one of us are going to go put a cage in either of these respective cars. But if the opportunity presented itself, I wouldn't be surprised if either one of us jumped on it. I was into it, man. It looks super fun.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of the stuff I'm doing with cars lately, is that it's the fun factor versus the expense and work factor aren't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm burned out.
Yeah.
I need to get back to the fun part.
Yeah.
That's why Brainerd was like on the top of my list of things to do.
Right.
Because I knew it'd be low key, quiet, and fun.
Right.
That's all I wanted.
There's nothing low key or quiet about this, right?
This doesn't need to be low key and quiet. I was there. It was fun, and it looked like driving would be fun. Mm-hmm. And it just awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping High Plains is that way, where I can get back to like just having fun. I want to have fun at this again.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now I'm burned out. I'm sick of it.
I think realistically, if you wanted to, you could build, like if you just for the sake of the example, if you took the Focus,
yeah, we'll use that,
and you built it, put a cage in it, stripped it out, cut all the glass out of it, made it legal for this.
Yep.
There's probably no reason that you couldn't also take that car to a half a dozen tracks around here.
Oh yeah.
And just play with it on weekends, and probably have way more fun than you've ever had in your life.
We've said it since we kind of realized that you can get $2,000 purse on a Tuesday night in a dirt track. Uh-huh. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
we're idiots.
Yeah,
dirt is like way underappreciated.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun. The idea of getting on track and giving it a go sounds super fun. I don't know what the licensing is. But I can't imagine it'd be that difficult for my experience.
Licensing. I don't think there is licensing. I think if you show up with a car that passes their tech inspection.
Good enough.
Which I think they do as an annual thing.
Yep.
So I was digging through their Facebook page trying to find a link to their rule book, because on their website the link to the rule book is dead.
Yeah, it's from like 2016 or something.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm flipping through their Facebook page trying to see if there was a link to it, and they had earlier this year they had posted like a map that showed how you were supposed to travel through the fairgrounds for their inspection.
Okay.
And it almost looked to me like you show up with your car on the trailer and it doesn't even come off the trailer.
Okay.
They just look at the car and then sign off on it, and then you're good for the year.
Good enough. Well, the funny thing was, I think, let's just say there was 30 cars there, mm-hmm. for the sake of simplicity.
Yeah.
I bet there was 3 enclosed trailers?
Yeah. Yeah, there were definitely 3 enclosed trailers there.
That's it. Everyone else had open trailers. Just as soon as they got off track, they just bonsai'd it onto the trailer. It's like, mm-hmm. I guess I'll strap it down, and off they went. It was super just whatever, man. It wasn't like... Yeah, if you showed up with an enclosed trailer, you kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. Like, who's this asshole?
There were a number of guys that pulled off of the track on the feature race and pulled their cars right onto the trailers. Yep. Like, they didn't even shut them off in between.
Nope.
They just pulled them on the trailer.
Yeah, check with it.
All right,
we're done.
Strap it down. Let's go drink beer.
Yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So nonchalant.
Yeah. Once it's over, we can just kind of walk across the track and go to the pit area, and we're just walking around, just kind of see what everyone's doing. And everyone's just kind of hanging out on their tailgates, drinking beer, and mm-hmm. doing good old boy shit.
When we were when I was going with my dad in high school, we would meet up at the Pizza Ranch in Primgar, downtown in Primgar.
Yep.
which is the only restaurant in town.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Probably. There might be a Subway now, but
Probably not. It's also the county seat.
okay.
That's where our courthouse is.
Yep.
The O'Brien County Courthouse is in Primgar. We would go to the Pizza Ranch and we would sit down in the back of their party room that they had, and the Jack Daniels would come out, and my dad and my uncle and their buddies would just get tore up, and we'd eat pizza.
I like how we did that. We went and got pizza before we went.
Yeah.
I mean, that felt right.
It is now that I think back about it, going to Pizza Ranch and figure eighting is a tradition. That's part of it.
I'm all in on that.
Chicken night at Pizza Ranch.
Yeah. I mean, where else are you going to get great chicken besides the Pizza Ranch?
The Pizza Ranch.
Yeah.
That's where you go to get the best chicken.
Yep. The pizza's good, I guess, but the
pizza's
chicken,
all right. The chicken is the best. So, yeah. Figure eight racing, man.
I was way more into it than I thought I would.
My dad was like...
which shouldn't surprise a lot of people.
My dad was like, Robbie's not going to drive that far for it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Dad? That's literally closer than any other race we do.
Yeah. It's like convenient.
Yeah.
No, the closest I get to go to is Topeka.
I've driven farther than that for an autocross. So have you.
Yeah.
We've gone to Sioux City for autocrosses.
I haven't gone.
That's farther.
I never went to
Or Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls, yes.
Sioux Falls is farther than this. You practically drive through Primgar on your way to Sioux Falls from here.
Yep. And that's like another hour and 15, hour 20.
Yeah. I've driven farther for autocross than I did for that.
Yep.
And we have a place to stay when the race is over.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Because our families live right there. It's 15 minutes from my grandparents.
This makes perfect
10
sense.
minutes
We
from my
should just stop what we're doing and do figure eight things.
And then when we're not figure eighting, we could be going to racetracks around here.
Yeah.
And spending way less money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, like, if I really genuinely wanted to, I could probably even fund this. Like, part of the reason I haven't been racing is because our autocross around here is pretty much dead.
Yeah,
it's real tough.
It's so hard to get courses.
And I'm just not like that super excited about it anymore. And I can't afford the road racing thing, but I probably could afford this.
This is
circle track racing.
I think this, yeah. You can spend as much as you want, but I think the barrier of entry here is quite a bit lower.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could show up to a Grid Life with a $2,000 Sunday Cup car, but shit breaks real fast when you're at speed.
Well, stuff's going to break here
obviously,
too.
but you get all of a sudden.
But
all of a sudden, you're looking at the $1,000
$1,500 to get there,
right,
and back either.
And then you're not looking at Matt Williams' fit, going, well, he's got that suspension. I can't put OEM back on it,
right?
You know what I mean? Like you can't just go to Grid Life and put an OEM setup back together. Well, it's not a thing.
Even if I was able to say I bought the car,
sure,
or like I could take my Omni,
yeah,
pull some power out of it, or put some weight in it,
yeah,
and make it Sunday Cup. Almost Sunday Cup legal. I think I have to put a different diff in it.
We'll figure it out.
But my Omni's not that far off of being Sunday Cup legal. But so even if the car was ready to go tomorrow, I got to get it there.
Yep, you need a truck trailer or something because you're not driving it.
I'm not going to drive it. Not the Omni.
No.
And even if I bought a Fit.
Well, yes, there's a long argument in the group chat about truck and trailer versus just driving it to the track. And like, I'm all for driving it to the track if the car's capable of it, but I've been burned enough times. I know enough people that have been burned enough times. Driving your car to, we'll just say 4 hours to Topeka, and something happens. You're 4 hours from home. No way of getting home.
See, I have a little bit of a safety net in Topeka because my dad's an hour or hour and a half away.
Yep.
So like I could get my head around the idea of if I had a really reliable car.
Yep.
And I fucked up and crashed or something went wrong, I could get my head around Topeka. But that's literally the only track that we visit that I have any level of safety net that I would feel comfortable doing that in. Yeah.
No, like when Brian DeVries was driving his GLTC car across the country.
Literally.
It's never going to go well long term. You will eventually, like on a timeline, you'll eventually get to that point where it's like you are stranded. You are fucked.
Well, I think that's
especially in a wheel-to-wheel. So, I mean, that's a
I
little
think that's most evident with Scott Robertson.
Yes.
Because he kind of wore the fact that he drove that car as a badge of honor, that he drove it to events, and he doesn't do that anymore.
No, you get burned on it.
Now, I know that a part of that was because he finally made the commitment to make it full race car.
Oh, for sure.
And make it as competitive as it could be in GLTC, and that required some things that he
didn't want to do to make it streetable
as a street car. But then there's still also that, like, you know, he had that contact at NCM beginning of last year that really.
He had contacted Gingerman this year too. I'm like,
well, right, but he drove it to NCM,
right,
and then he had to figure out. He had to rely on the kindness of friends and strangers. Frankly,
which you never want to do. Just so we're clear, people ain't no good.
Yeah,
even in the grid life community, where there are bright shining stars of awesome people.
Yeah,
you don't want to have to rely on people.
Right.
Period. Ever.
Like I know Dalton. Dalton almost always has space in the trailer, and like I could get my car home if something happened, but that's still not the point.
You don't want to have to deal with it.
Right.
You're spending enough money, enough effort, enough of your time. The last thing you want to do is just be like, you know what? Let's make this harder.
Right. So, but you know, if we were circle track racing and I'd had to truck and trailer my car an hour,
oh yeah,
tops. That makes it a lot.
Well, then also the level of truck and trailer needed goes down a little bit.
My Blazer and a Dolly could get me through.
Right.
It might not be ideal, but it could get me through.
It's a start. It's a place to go.
Right.
It gets you there.
Right.
It was the Avalanche and the open trailer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is it a good setup? No.
Nah,
did it work?
Not.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Then once your ambitions change, then so does your requirements. And obviously, the Avalanche and its open trailer did not fit that anymore, or really ever.
The Avalanche did you well.
I have nothing but good things to say about the Avalanche.
Yeah.
It wasn't up to what I needed.
No.
So it's, you know, an 0853 is not great for towing vehicles.
No.
With a 4-speed.
But you put a fuckload of miles with a trailer behind it.
Yep.
And it did you fairly well.
And I honestly don't know if that engine was on its way out, like actually on its way out, or if I was having some weird sensor issues, or like, you know what I mean?
It's a 5.3. It doesn't go out, Robbie.
Right.
It just gets slower.
It just, I was talking to Josh Jones about it yesterday. It was just like, it was the weirdest damn thing because, you know, I would drive it and it would have perfect pressure and be driving like hours and hours and hours. Then all of a sudden you just kind of like watch the pressure just kind of disappear. It's like, it's running fine. It's not making any noise, but the gauge is claiming I have almost no oil pressure.
Right.
So like I don't know. I probably should have just like threw a pressure sensor at it, but they went to the auction. It's not my problem anymore. I have I love my new truck, but new to me truck.
So, long story short, figure eight racing is ridiculous and awesome and the best.
I had so much fun.
Some of the coolest racing you'll see anywhere.
Yep. I mean, that's just it. It's like you're excited. It's exciting the whole time.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Because, like, you'll see near misses or, like, people will be battling for position, and you're just like, oh! It's like, there was, like, a photo finish on one of the races, like,
yeah.
You know, it's like, they were, you know, neck and neck the whole way, and I'm sitting there like, yeah!
Well, and you're watching the guys in the front, or who you think is in the front, because honestly, it gets to a point where it's really hard to tell anymore. And then you're like, you see them coming around the corner, and you look to the other corner, and you see there's lap traffic. I'm like, oh shit! They're
gonna get them.
They're gonna get them. Like, and then what's gonna happen?
Yep.
You know, these guys have literally been going side by side for 6 laps now.
Yep.
Literally neck and neck, and now there's a car
right in the way,
6 car lengths ahead of them. They're gonna have that guy in half a lap. Now what? Now what? How are they gonna get around? Someone's gonna have to give.
Yep.
It was crazy.
It was good.
Insane.
It was really fun.
Yeah, the best.
So I'll be back for sure.
It's fun to watch. It's so much fun to watch.
And it costs $5 to go watch.
Cash only. Which I didn't. I should have anticipated, and I didn't. I don't know why.
It was $5. Who cares?
Yeah, $5.
The program was like $1. I should have bought one.
Oh, I didn't know they had a program.
They had programs. I didn't even think about it. I was like,
that's funny.
I think there was a line, and I was like, yeah, let's go get our seats.
So, a couple of things I was surprised by. it was pretty busy. There were quite a few people there. I guess I'm not surprised by that.
The grandstands are pretty full.
Yeah. It's always
I don't know if I have a picture of
It's
it.
always been pretty well filled. But dry, which I was surprised by.
Dry as in the track was dry?
No, as in no alcohol.
Oh, yeah. No booze.
That was weird to me.
I thought for sure at the very least it'd be BYOB. Like you could people were tailgating it like a football game.
Yeah, so they
lot.
had like an intermission between the heats and the features.
Yep.
And like a bunch of people filed out and went and drank beer at their vehicle and then came back in again.
But we're talking like, enough time to have like
Like a 15-minute break.
yeah, like 2 beers,
Yeah.
They come back. So it's not like it wasn't like a super rowdy.
No.
Actually, like an Iowa State tailgate, it's like way rowdier.
Oh, for sure. So I assume there's some insurance reasons behind that,
I'm sure.
but
And like liquor licensing type stuff, you know what I mean? Like
I think it'd be worth getting the liquor license,
I would think so, yes.
unless there's
if
an
you could
insurance
see-
reason not to.
Yeah, if you can sell $5 Busch Lights, yeah, I would.
Oh, they make so much money.
I would highly recommend it if
Yeah.
you're doing it as a business.
They could do free admission and still make more money.
But there's probably a
Yeah.
good reason why they don't.
Yeah. So,
That and it's Northwest Iowa. They don't. You got the bar in town, but like big social events don't have beer at them,
that's probably true.
which is probably the biggest part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
I
like
don't know, maybe.
football games don't have alcohol, wewhereas like,
Well, it's because they're high school football
that's
games.
fair. They never.
They're not gonna
No
have
high school
alcohol.
did that, do they?
No.
But like, because I don't know, like even at the fair, like the vendors don't have beer.
Maybe some of them do. I mean, there's a beer tent.
Not like the state fair. I'm talking county fair.
Well, yeah, but like the Clay County Fair.
Did they?
Oh, they for sure have a beer tent.
I don't think the Sioux County did.
Well, but that's not much of a fair.
It was,
It's not like Clay.
but still, yeah. But that's like
That's
so-
like damn near the state fair.
yeah, that's like the step below state fair. Like
Yeah.
where Sioux County would be what you'd have at Primgar,
Right. That's fair.
which would be small. So I don't. It's definitely a different culture when it
Yeah,
comes to alcohol.
Maybe. It's a strange world
It is.
up there.
It is. Someone described it to me as Christian extremism, and I can't think of any other way to describe it.
Well, yeah, but like Catholics love to drink.
They do,
There's a lot of Catholics.
but you don't do it in
that live
public.
up there.
You don't do it in public.
Well, that's probably
it's real.
true.
It's real quiet.
That's probably
pretend you
true.
don't.
That's probably true.
No,
No,
we don't need to get into
everything
that.
is shameful in public. Everything
Yeah.
you do is shameful in public.
No kink shaming except up there.
Oh, there's lots of kink shaming up there for sure. Oh man. Okay.
But yeah, we don't get into that shit. But I had a very fun time up in Primgar. That was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend.
Skating, hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah, we got to
watching
skate for a little while.
Figure eight stuff.
We haven't I think that's the first time I've hung out in a large group of my friends, not
at a racetrack.
at the racetrack.
And this, not counting like
Well, yeah, but like we did, like you and I live an hour apart, and we live like 3 hours ish from Dalton and Ryan and Josh,
Yep.
and we see each other at the racetrack that's 8 hours away from here.
yeah. We might see Josh today.
Right, but like that's the first time. I think that might be the first time that I've hung out in a large group of my friends, not at a racetrack,
In quite some time.
years.
For sure. Probably I'd say for sure before 2020.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's been a while.
yeah. But my son had fun with it.
Yeah.
He got to run around and play with kids under the bleachers, which is a thing I did when I grew up too. He thought that was cool. My 8-month-old daughter seemed
Chill as hell, man.
strangely
Just,
into the racing.
Like so easy going. Just
Oh,
having-
she's yeah.
just chill. Just happy to be there.
But like she seemed to be like actually watching the cars and getting excited with the commotion,
Yep.
which is interesting.
Yeah, you wouldn't think an 8-month-old would just sit at the track and quietly
She's
just sit on Katie's lap watching
She's pretty
stuff.
easy to.
Yeah, Jess and I were talking about that. Just like when you guys were here,
Yeah.
typical like paddleboat and do stuff
Yep,
outside with
yep.
the kids. And then that weekend too is just like hanging at the skate park, going to the restaurant, going to the racetrack, and like I think she made a fuss like one time, real easy like. It's just like, man, that's That's not normal.
No,
that kid
I
is
don't think
that
it
kid
is.
is too easy.
Logan. Well, she's got her fair share of problems.
Well, of course, they're kids.
Logan was that way too. Like he's always been really chill,
Yeah.
and easy to take into public.
Yeah.
And not very often has he made me regret it.
Like when he came to Topeka with you, not one issue at all.
No. The only thing he didn't like was when I went on track, which at that time he was very much not used to being away from his parents.
Yeah, and he didn't know us that well. You know what I mean? Like,
and now he wouldn't care at all.
no, he'd be fine.
All right, bye.
Yeah, have fun. Well, I'll be here probably.
Or I won't be. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not going too far.
But
No, I thought. Yeah.
no, I've gotten very lucky in that respect.
Yeah, that was super fun.
The other thing is that we don't like we've very rarely have we not done things because of children.
Yeah, you just bring
Like
them
we
along.
still go and do stuff.
Yeah.
We still go out and like my kids are used to being at the racetrack and my kids are used to being in those situations. So
Yeah,
it's all
they
about-
understood. They understood the assignment, and
Yeah. So
it was good. It was fun. But yeah, I'll
now our wives have a group chat,
yeah.
which can only lead to bad things.
Oh yeah, nothing good's coming out of them. Yeah, now it's just us versus them, man.
Now I know how she feels all the time.
Yeah, sit there texting.
Yeah.
What? Nothing. No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
You wouldn't understand.
I would understand.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
Yep. But yeah, I think we got a show. That was good.
Boom.
I don't know.
See you next week.
Maybe.
For sure, next week.
Yeah, we'll do it
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Bye.